And welcome to the latest episode of the Racing Podblast with me, Tony Mack, and Ben Aiken from Narrow in the Field. We're off to Ascot this week, covering 3 races from the 2024 Shergar Cup meeting, and then we close out the show with the next round of our football trixie top, middle and bottom, which got underway last week. Racing first, the event, Shergar Cup, first held in 1999, Goodwood Racecourse, for just 1 year, but it's been held at Ascot since 2000, except in 2005, when Ascot was closed, of course, so the grandstand could be redeveloped. And, of course, it wasn't in 2020 because of COVID, apparently. I'm not quite sure whether that's right or not. But anyway, it is the annual event held at Ascot Racecourse, and we're off. Off we go to Ascot. First of our 3 races under analysis is the Shergar Cup Stayers, due off at 2:10. Ben, can you start us off on that one?
Yes, Tony, I can. The Shergar Cup Stayers Class C handicap. I've got a short list of just 2 for the staying handicap. That 2 are Spirit Mixer and Sheridan. A Spirit Mixer, he's a horse with his prime conditions to attack in this race. Handicaps over 1 mile 4 to 2 mile in May to September, and from a mark of 90 or less, where Spirit Mixer is 5 wins and 2 places from 8 starts. His trainer, Andrew Bolden, he's a big supporter of the Shergar Cup meeting. He's got a tight record with his runners that come here, having run at Glorious Goodwood last time out, especially those that start at 7 to 1 or shorter in the Shergar Cup races. So he had 6 horses that fit that profile. 4 have won. 1 other came second. So I suspect Spirit Mixer will be primed for this staying pot. Sheridan, he's another that ran at Goodwood last week. He finished 7th in the 1 mile 6 handicap, only beaten around 2 lengths. He queued well, finished closer that day. He met pockets of trouble in the final couple of furlongs. This is only his 3rd start for Ian Williams and only his 8th start overall. Also his 1st start over 2 miles, so he's still an unexposed type, Sheridan. I also like Ian Williams handicappers on the flat over 1 mile 5 and further that are returning within 7 days of their last run, especially those that start at an SP of 16 to 1 or less. Since 2010, Ian Williams' record with those types reads 18 winners, 27 placed from 40 qualifiers, 45% win strike rate, 68% win and play strike rate, and over 37 points profit, and Sheridan fits that angle here. I'm not going to try and split either of that pair because I can make a decent case for them both. So I'm going to play them both, Spirit Mixer and Sheridan. What you got, Tony, for the Shergar Cup Stayers?
Yeah, I've got 3 on my shortlist, mate, and 1 is Spirit Mixer, so I'll leave that one with you. And you're quite right in saying Andrew Baldwin does support this contest as well, doesn't he? Quite the Shergar Cup every year, as does Ian Williams. And I've gone for Ian Williams' other horse, the Grand Vizier, which apparently is, people will say, no doubt tomorrow the Good to Firm will be against him, but he has... He's won at this course and over a similar trip as well, and it wasn't disgraced at Chester on his return to action in the Chester Cup, finishing 9th of 16, but he was only beaten 5 3/4 lengths there. He has dropped out in the Ascot Stakes on Good to Firm, and also at Glorious Goodwood recently in the Goodwood, the Coral Goodwood handicap, finishing 9th of 18, beating 11 lengths. But I think he can go well in this at a big price at around 20 to 1. The Grand Vizier, he is 10 now, he's not getting any younger, but I think he can go well at an each-way price. And the other one at an each-way price for me, Ben, is Tides of War. Fitri here has a couple in this race as well. Obviously, we won't get the colours. Sheridan is one of them, and Fitri is a big supporter of Ascot. And Tides of War runs for trainer David Simcock, and Joanna Mason has the ride here. And he won at this Galileo gelding won in May at Goodwood in a handicap off a £3 lower mark. Has since not disgraced, but hasn't really run up to form at Newmarket, and more recently in the Coral Summer handicap at Glorious Goodwood, finishing 11th of 13. But I think Tides of War can go well under Joanna Mason, and can go well at an each-way price around 14 to 1. The Grand Vizier around 20 to 1 at the moment. On to the 245, the Shergar Cup Challenge, which is a Class 2 handicap over 1 mile, 4 furlongs. Ben, your thoughts on this one?
3 catch my eye in the Shergar Cup Challenge: Insanity, Set Point, and The Goat. The Goat. Insanity had a brief flirt with hurdles during the winter, but didn't really take to them. They wisely returned him to flat this year. Won at Windsor on seasonal debut, and then backed it up with a close second over his course and distance last month. His trainer Alan King, he's got some solid stats at Ascot over 1 mile 4 to 2 mile trips, especially with runners aged 3, 4 and 5, and that start at around 11 to 1 or less. He's got a 50% win strike rate with those types, and Insanity should be primed to go well in this. Set Point, he's another that's been over hurdles. Bit more success from him than Insanity, though. He was good enough to finish 7th in a handicap hurdle at the Galway Festival last year. He's trained by Gordon Elliott, and he's a trainer that holds some strong stats with his flat runners in the UK at Class 2 level and below, especially those aged 4, 5 or 6 that were not GB bred horses and that start at 14 to 1 or less. With those types, Elliott is 15 winners and 3 placed from 33 runners, 45% win strike rate, and over 76 points profit. Set Point meets those stats here. I can see Set Point having a say in this. And The Goat, he catches my eye due to Andrew Baldwin's record in this particular Shergar Cup race. Andrew Baldwin has had 8 runners in the Shergar Cup Challenge that came into the contest, having won or placed one of our last 3 starts. Those 8 runners returned 3 winners, 2 seconds, and 2 thirds. So only one of the 8 failed to at least place in the race. And the Shergar Cup Challenge does appear to be a race that Baldwin likes to target. The Goat himself also goes well under these conditions. Right-handed or straight tracks in June to September, off breaks of 49 days or less, where he is 2 wins and 2 seconds from 5 starts. Both his wins have also come over this 1 mile 4 trip, which obviously he runs over here. So The Goat is definitely one that is catching my eye, and The Goat is the one I'll side with in this. The ground potential concern is good to farm in places. Hopefully it doesn't dry out to good to farm all over, but even if it does, I think I feel that's factored into the price enough for me to have a swing at them. So The Goat for me in the 245. What you got for this one, Tony?
I concur with you, mate, about The Goat. Yeah, and so I've got a short list of 3, and The Goat is on that short list, so we're doubling up on that one. So I'll go for the other 2. Truthful for Hayley Turner, William Haggis in the saddle, last seen at Newmarket in July in a listed contest, finishing 7th of 13, beaten 10.5 furlongs, Mistral Star. It was behind the filly by See the Stars. Then it ran, that was its only run this season at the moment as well. Another trainer that supports the Shergar Cup is William Haggis, and he's hopefully that will just put Truthful spot on. 21 days ago since his last run, he runs off a mark of 94, which is £4 higher than when he finished 2nd of 7 at Salisbury on good ground last August, 12 months ago. So, and he hasn't been seen. He's only been seen at Longchamp since. I don't know whether he picked an injury up there, she picked an injury up there, or something else has happened in the training routine of Truthful, the filly by See the Stars. But hopefully that 7th of 13 will have her on on form. That was on good to firm as well. So Truthful, hopefully tomorrow. And also at a bigger price, Charlie Johnson brings down Loyal Touch, gelding by No Nay Never out of a Danehill Dancer mare. Last seen finishing down the field in the Chesterfield Cup. That's the first race of the glorious Goodwood meeting. Over 10 furlongs, finishing 12th of 17, beaten 6.5 lengths by Take Heart at 33 to 1. And before that, it was down the field at Ripon as well. He hasn't had the best of seasons, Loyal Touch, but I think he can go well here at a big price for Charlie Johnson in this Goodwood, in the Shergar Cup Challenge over a mile and a half here, mile and a half it is, off at 2.45. So Loyal Touch for me, Truthful as well at around 11 to 2. And the GOAT, I concur with Ben and Andrew Balding, another Andrew Balding horse we're going for there in the 2.45, the Shergar Cup Challenge. On to the next one, the 4.30, the Shergar Cup Mile. It's a Class 2, it's over a mile. What do you reckon in the 4.30, Ben?
Yeah, I've actually got some trends for this one, for the Shergar Cup Mile. 18 of the 21 winners of this race all passed the following 4 trends. Were aged 4 or 5, no more than 5 starts without a winner or a place, ran over 1 mile to 1 mile 2.5 last time out, and were returning off a break of no more than 45 days. A strict application of those trends would leave Talus Evolvre and Urban Sprawl, who is one of the reserves. I'd also pull Bo Pedro onto that shortlist. Talus Evolvre finished 9th in the Golden Mile at Goodwood last week, but he was denied a clear run at the furlong pole, and he would likely have finished plenty closer with a clear run through. Your solid form off shortish breaks and in fields of roughly the size, off breaks of 28 days or less and in fields of 14 or less. He has 3 wins, 3 seconds and a third from just 7 starts, so he's never failed to at least place under these conditions. I don't think his mark of 98 is beyond him, so I'm a fan of Talus Evolvere here. Urban Sprawl, he also ran in the Golden Mile, also suffered late interference, for all he was beaten at the time. If he gets in as second reserve, then he would be one of the pace angles in this race. He's won and placed on his 2 previous starts at Ascot. Both are on the straight track, but he does have winning form round a bend, so the round mile shouldn't pose a problem for him here. He's at his best on tracks with undulations and on good to soft or quicker, so he should be okay under the conditions. Maybe a small concern about the quick return, but I think it could be interesting, Urban Sprawl, if he gets in as second reserve. And Bo Pedro is another coming from the Golden Mile handicap at Glorious Goodwood. He posted a decent effort there. He finished 5th. Goes well this time of year. 4 of his 6 wins have come in August and September, and he gets his prime conditions to run under here. A mark of 98 or less, 7 furlong to 1 mile handicaps on a straight or right-handed track and soft or quicker ground, where he has 6 wins and 2 places from 10 starts. His record at Ascot isn't great on the face of it. It reads 0 from 8, 1 place, but he's run well a couple of times in some big field handicaps at the track, and he's only ever had prime conditions once in those 8 starts at Ascot, so I wouldn't be concerned about his ability to handle the track. And this would be another race I'll be happy to take a dart at 2 of them, so both Talus Evolvere and Bo Pedro interest me, so they'd be my 2 against the field. Talus Evolvere and Bo Pedro. Tony, what you got for the
I'm with you on two of them as well, mate. Talus Evolver, absolutely, it was not a clear run. He got absolutely mixed up, mashed up. He got in the Goodwood Mile at Glorious Goodwood over the mile, finishing 9th of 16, beaten 4 3/4 lengths. He really did run into trouble. And another one, I've got another reserve as well if he gets in. Good old Orban, who's 9-year-old, he absolutely got mashed up. He was hampered against the far rail, and then he sort of cut back in, and he got hampered again, did Orban. He was in the middle of running a massive race. He's ended up finishing 12th of 16, beaten 7 3/4 lengths, but he would have been a lot more nearer if he'd got in, if he got a clear run, and he needs to get in this race tomorrow as well. But I'm with you on Talus Evolver. as well, Ben, and Bo Pedro as well. David O'Mara is a big supporter of this Shergar Cup as well. He's another trainer who likes to send some decent horses down. So I'm going to go with New Image. I'm with you on Bo Pedro and Talis Evolver, but I'll leave those two to you, Ben, and I'll go for New Image for David O'Mara. Haley Turner in the saddle, running off a mark of 92, which is quite high up for New Image at 4-year-old gelding by Frankel. Last seen at July, last month at Ascot's July meeting, finishing second of 18 to our very own Northern Express, when New Image was beaten a neck to Northern Express and ran a great race as well. He's been put up £3 for that, unfortunately, but has run well at York back in June. He won at Musselburgh as well in the Edinburgh Junior Handicap over 7 furlongs, then returned to York, finished third of 17. He's in massive form, is this New Image, and as I say, David O'Mara does like to target the Shergar Cup with a couple, and does like to throw a couple of darts at the board, and does hit the bullseye every now and again. David O'Mara there training New Image, Haley Turner in the saddle as well. So look hopefully 130 looks a bit skinny, but I think it might look a decent price come around 435 on Saturday afternoon. That's the Shergar Cup mile, Class 2 over 1 mile, offered 430. All right, it's top, middle and bottom time.
The great thing about loving football is you cannot explain why you love it. It just happens. Chasing a ball round a park, wanting one team to win against the other.
El Mahoney, right foot, whips it. Oh, Jeezy Peeps, man.
Jeezy Peeps, man. Our forwards, sponsored by the Racing Podblast, are shooting blanks, Ben.
They're all shooting blanks, mate. Don't worry. They're away from home. We only sponsor the home kits, so
Right.
I'm not fussed. They can do what they want away from home, mate. They can go out on the piss before the match for all I care. If they do it at home, that's all that matters. All that matters.
Brilliant. How did we do last week? Not very well. How many winners did I get?
We were both fast out of the blocks last week, mate. Not. No winners for you, Tony, and just Livingston getting the job done for me. Both my other 2 games finished as draws, meaning we both get the dreaded -4 points. But it's a long season.
Hell's Bills.
It's a long season, mate. We've got all season to claw ourselves into profit. I've made horrendous starts both the last 2 years. So, yeah, it's a long way to go, but let's hopefully get someone this week. My top, middle and bottom this week is top Scottish Championship, Livingston to beat Queen's Park at 7-4. I'm going to stick with my boys, Livingston. They got off to a good start last week with a win. I think this should be too good for Queen's Park. Queen's Park, who I thought looked pretty average last week against Falkirk. Their keeper looks dodgy. Their defence looks a bit shaky. So Livingston for the win here in the top section. And this is a Friday game.
Oh.
Tonight I'll probably be watching it. Rock and roll lifestyle. Anyway, Scottish. I'm telling you, if somebody said to me you'll be watching Scottish Championship matches on a Friday night, I'm like, yeah, good one. Anyway, back to this. Middle. Scottish First Division, Alloa to beat dodgy Dumbarton 11-8. Dumbarton haven't really got going this season. They lost their 4 League Cup games. They scraped a draw against Cali last week, and they're struggling to keep clean sheets just now. So I'm going to take Alloa to get an away win on the board. They've got a solid start to things, and I think Alloa might even be a sneaky one for the First Division title. Possibly. Bottom Scottish Second Division, Stirling Albion and Elgin City to draw at 31-10. I think the value is pretty limited in the second division this week, so I decided to try and pick out a draw. I landed on this one. Elgin City, they've been shipping goals for fun this season. Their 5 matches so far, they've conceded 18 goals, although somehow they managed to tank East Fife 4-2 last weekend, which I doubt anyone saw coming. But I think they might just have a better season than expected this year, Elgin. They've made some decent signings. Hopefully they can come away from Stirling with a point. So that gives me a top, middle and bottom of top Livingston, middle Alloa, bottom Stirling Albion and Elgin City to draw. Tony, what you got?
I've covered 2 of those games, Ben.
Ooh.
First one, Championship, Falkirk away at Dunfermline. I think Falkirk can win that away from home, 17-20. And also, I've gone with Alloa. I'm same as you, Alloa to beat Dodgy Dumbarton, 11-8. Fantastic, Dodgy Dumbarton. Blimey, they've got form. They've got form, haven't they?
Dodgy.
Alloa away at Dumbarton, and I've gone for a Stirling win. Ben, Stirling at home to Elgin at 5-6. Stirling at home to Elgin 5-6. So my 3 for tomorrow: Falkirk away at Dunfermline 17-20, Alloa away at Dumbarton 11-8, and Stirling at home to Elgin at 5-6. See how those goes. Many thanks for listening to the latest edition of the Racing Podblast. Very best of luck with your bets at Ascot this weekend. And if you're up nice and early in the mornings during the week, you can catch my breakfast show with racing tips on 3B's Radio, 3bsradio.com. And you can catch more from Ben over on narrowinthefield.co.uk. Big thanks for listening this week. Have a great weekend, everyone. Cheers, Ben.
Cheers, Tony.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.